He toured with Buddy Holly, opened for Elvis, and is the man behind a timeless television theme song. Mo Rocca talks with rock and roll pioneer Sonny Curtis.
The theme song to the Mary Tyler Moore Show is familiar to generations of TV watchers.
Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile?
The name of the man who wrote and sang it, less so.
Each glance and every little movement you show it, love is all around.
But by the time Sonny Curtis recorded Love Is All Around in 1970, he'd made it several times over himself.
I love you more than I can say.
As a songwriter, as a recording artist,
Old girls by the dozen.
and as an early bandmate of the legendary Buddy Holly.
That's Buddy.
Without glasses. And look at you there. Born in 1937 in rural West Texas, Sonny grew up picking cotton on his father's farm.
Oh, it was a miserable job. And the heavier the cotton sack gets, the worse it is, man.
His love of music came from family. His aunt taught him to play the guitar. And while working those fields, Sonny dreamed up his own songs.
Driving a tractor, you go down half a mile that way, and when you get there, you turn around and come back half a mile this way. You have plenty of time to write a song.
Sonny was just 14 when he met a young Buddy Holly in nearby Lubbock.
Buddy had black hair, but he had dyed it blonde, and it was growing out, and he reminded me of a black and tan coon hound. We sort of skipped all the niceties and got our guitars and started playing.
How quickly did you realize this guy's serious about music?
Buddy he exuded confidence. He just knew, he was going to make it big one day.
The two became fast friends, bonded by their love of music. Sometimes, Sonny says, he'd spend the night at Buddy's. The two would wake up at midnight and flip on the car radio for a show out of Shreveport, Louisiana, to hear some of the rhythm and blues voices that would shape rock and roll.
We heard, Big Mama Thornton and Lonnie Johnson and Leadbelly, Little Richard, Ray Charles, you name it.
Were you just absorbing this?
Oh boy, were we ever, yeah.
Buddy and Sonny had formed a band and were still figuring out their own sound when a then little-known Elvis Presley came to town.
The girls were going nuts. That really got our attention. All of a sudden we thought, this not only involves music, this involves pretty girls.
When Elvis came back to town in 1956, Buddy and Sonny's band was the opening act.
Well, I guess we were right there sort of at the beginning of rock and roll.
What was Elvis like backstage?
He was just an old boy.
Well, rock to the rhythm and blues tonight.
The band went on to record some demos, but wasn't making much money, so Curtis left to tour with country star Slim Whitman.
When I'm calling you.
He treated me kind of like a little brother.
Yeah.
I remember I'd be on the stage and he'd come over and say, now don't be nervous.
Well, that'll be the day.
Meanwhile, Buddy Holly formed a new band, which would prove to be seminal. The Crickets shot to fame, appearing on The Ed Sullivan Show.
When that was happening, did you feel a little left out? Like, oh.
I did feel kind of like the train left the station and I wasn't on it,
Right.
But on February 3rd, 1959, Curtis's friend and former bandmate died in a plane crash near Clear Lake, Iowa. Curtis served as a pallbearer.
Buddy Holly was 22 when he died.
Yes. Can you imagine the amount of music he pumped into the system in a short period of like 18 months?
All my life.
No telling how much he would have contributed had he been around.
By that time, Curtis had joined the Crickets, but with Holly gone, the band felt rudderless. It was Curtis's talent for songwriting that helped put the wind back in his sails.
Walk right back to me.
His song, Walk Right Back, became a big hit for the Everly Brothers. And then there's this classic.
Well, breaking the rocks in the hot sun. I Fought the Law I wrote in about 20 minutes.
I Fought the Law has been covered by artists from the Bobby Fuller Four to the Clash. Sonny Curtis is 84 now. He and Louise, his wife of more than 50 years, live outside Nashville, where they raised their daughter Sarah.
This is sort of the cricket spread here, right?
It is.
Curtis is enshrined in Nashville's Musicians Hall of Fame, as is his old guitar.
And how does it feel to be holding this right now?
Oh, this guitar was great.
In 2012, the year the Crickets retired, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
This song is one of the reasons that I'm able to drive a Buick.
But it's that song Curtis wrote for the small screen that may be his most enduring legacy.
How will you make it on your own?
In 1970, he was living in Los Angeles when he got a call from a friend about a new sitcom being produced for Mary Tyler Moore.
It was just this young girl gets jilted in this small community, and she moves to the big city of Minneapolis, gets a job at a news station, and that was about it.
Curtis wrote the theme song based on a 4-page description of the show.
I honed in on the part that she was renting an apartment she had a hard time affording, and I wrote, "How will you make it on your own?"
Oh, so that's where it comes, right?
Yeah, this world is awfully big, and girl, this time you're all alone.
Within just a few hours, Curtis was summoned to the studio to play his song for producer James L. Brooks.
I got my guitar out and I sang it to him. He smiled and said, "Sing that again." And I had to sing it about 10 times. And before I left that afternoon, the room was full of people standing all around the walls. And I thought, I believe I got a shot at this. But it's time you started living. It's time you let someone else do some giving. Love is all.
It wasn't a given that you'd write and sing it.
No, as a matter of fact, they didn't want me to sing it. I said, I want to sing this, you know. And I was probably more pushy than I should have been if I'd have known better. But fortunately, I didn't know better at the time. 1, 2, 3, 4.
When the show became a hit, Curtis was asked to rework his song.
When they started to do the second season, he said, "Sonny, she's obviously made it, and we have to have some new lyrics." Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile?
For a man whose career dates back to the birth of rock and roll, Sonny Curtis remains disarmingly humble.
Oh, I've always sort of had a rule, don't give advice in a crowd.
But when pressed, he will share some wisdom.
If they say, "Man, you ought to go back to Texas because you'll never make it," just look at them and say, "No, you're wrong because I am going to make it."
You know, I should write this down because this sounds like a song right here.
You're gonna make it after all.